Yeah, okay. So, welcome the students of semester 3 in this first day's last slot. Yeah, first day's last slot, third slot. And today you are all are going to make presentations on modern literature. Yeah, on modern literature. And in this slot, we have the students like Rohit. In the same sequence, you are going to come to make your presentations. Rohit, Ruchi, Rupa, Samiya, Sanjay, Dharaiya, Sanjay Jogadiya, Sejal, Sima, Tamsa, and Hareshwari. Hareshwari missed out today morning, so today last will be Hareshwari. After Tamsa, will make a presentation here. Okay, so. We are live on YouTube, and you all will make a presentation here. And just let me give you a reminder that uh, you have submitted your PPT in Google Classroom. If you have not done it, quickly do it. Submit your PPT in Google Classroom. A rubric is also given to you. Based on the rubric, we are going to do the evaluation. So as soon as your presentation is over, I'm going to evaluate you also. So have a look at your evaluation also. If you have any thing to ask or make a request for change in the grade, then put a screenshot in the WhatsApp. So in the evening I will check it out and I can get back to you. Live we won't be able to do as we normally do in the classroom environment, where we can live also do that. So later on we can rectify if there is an issue with the grading done with the help of rubric in Google Classroom. You also know that you have to do peer and self-evaluation. Peer and self-evaluation. The links are given to you for the peer and self. So at the end of the day, you have to do the evaluation of all those who are presenting. Like Hareshwari is presenting here. So you will do the evaluation of Hareshwari here, and Hareshwari will do evaluation of all these participants here. So that way you will have to do the evaluation here. And one or two students in this way will in a way distort the entire idea that there will be only 9 only or not. So that will be some kind of imbalance will be there. Okay. So all the links are given to you. Okay. And your time is 7 minutes. Don't make a use of more time than 7 minutes. Exactly in 7 minutes try to complete, and two questions following, two students following you will ask at least 2 questions. If anybody else want to ask, they also can ask. If there is a genuine real question, a very a genuine curiosity, then you can ask a question to the student. But time is very important. Time is very important. In the evening after your session, I have a class in semester 1 also, so you have to see that they also are not just waiting there in the class, but try to see that you manage your time in a proper way. Okay, so we will start first with Rohit in this group. Yes, Rohit, you can start your presentation.
Okay, sir. Okay. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay, yeah. Now, let me share. Yeah, okay. My screen is visible, sir?
Yes, Rohit.
Okay, yeah. So, hello, good afternoon, everybody. My today's topic of presentation is Waiting for Godot, A Journey Within. It is very interesting title I have given because it is quite relevant in our today's time that we are passing through this COVID-19 pandemic situation, and how we can look at the play in a rather a spiritual way. So let us move ahead. So my map of the presentation for today is we will touch upon something briefly in existentialism and absurdity, and what are those 3 pertinent questions that existentialist critics ask to an individual, and what leads us to absurdity, that also we will see, and then what message does the play give after reading the Waiting for Godot play written by Samuel Beckett. How can we interpret in our today's relevant time, that we will see forward. So let us move ahead. So who were the first existentialists that found that our very individual existence is very much important rather than other things also? So those existentialist critics were Soren Kierkegaard, Friedrich Nietzsche, Jean-Paul Sartre, and Albert Camus, and there are many others such as those who were connected this existentialist feminism also, like Simone de Beauvoir and this Hermann Hesse also. So these were the key existentialists that raised a question toward human existence. And then, if we dive deep into the definition of existentialism, then existentialism emerged as a philosophical movement in 19th century, and then it went on toward and it also stretched in 20th century also. The major focus of this philosophy is to question the individual aspect of human being. Today we see there are many discourses that are very much connecting with this idea of existentialism, such as post-colonialism and eco-criticism also. And then there is one interesting quote I have cited of Hermann Hesse also, that I realized today that nothing in the world is more distasteful to a man than to take the path that leads to himself. So this very quote is leading us towards a very existentialism point of view. Then if we want to look forward that what existentialism is actually asking the questions to humankind, it is that who am I, and where did I come from, and the third is what is the purpose of my life. So these three key questions which existentialism looks towards. And if we don't know the answer, then we don't need to worry, because in Albert Camus ideas of absurdity and philosophical suicide also, we come to know that these questions, if we are not able to find any answers, we don't have to worry. Just like he has mentioned that this myth of Sisyphus is a very identical example of keeping ourselves engaged from these three questions. So we can see in this beside picture that Sisyphus is continuously rolling the stone upwards, and without looking somewhere else, he keeps on doing this task endlessly. And then what if I don't find any clue of this existential question? Then we always take some sort of dependency over technology, that how technology is helping us towards from escaping those questions. Then how we can justify our own thinking, and how can we relate ourselves through technology and find a little bit of aloofness from these existential questions, because these questions are very much anxious. They make us very much uncomfortable, and very much curious also to find the answers. Then this message of this dialog box is very interesting to see, that the file does not exist. The key message that technology gives about any file is this, that the file does not exist. And then technology gives us two options: either we click on the button of OK, and then if we want to learn more about this message, then we can also click on this link below, that what is information, was this information helpful or not. So whenever we think existentially, then also we can take either two of these choices. Either we can say that okay, I am fine with the whatever things I'm given to live this life, and then move forward. And then if I jump down towards some more discourse, and if I want to think more deeper, then I can reflect on some sort of ideas that how existentialism can we apply in our day-to-day life. And then when I was preparing this presentation, I came across this article written by Ullah. It is he is also a very interesting article written by Irfan Ullah, Liaquat Iqbal, and Abdul Rahman. It is a university from it is a lecturer. He is also a lecturer at Fauji Foundation Education System, Nowshera, Pakistan. So this article is written there, and if we want to ponder upon that how this writer is looking at this Waiting for Godot play, that if we want to justify this presentation, then we can rely on this two quotes written by Ullah. So if Beckett is studied, then most of his work deals in some manner with some of existentialist ideas and absurdity. In fact, Beckett considered human existence as the continual force of despair and disappointment. So, right from the beginning of our birth, if we think that we are at the age of 22 or 21 years, what we have got from life and what life is leading towards us, and if we question even the very idea of time and space, then we can also raise the question that if we are passing from time or time is passing from us. Then if we are given the choice of thinking about space, then what sort of space and what kind of time span we are counting by relying on the very idea of time, and how we have classified the parameters of time and space in our day-to-day life in order to console ourselves that we are working in a very stipulated time and space. So in the second quote, if we think that in waiting for Godot, there is absurdity in the sense that both the two characters are waiting for somebody known Godot who seems to solve their problem. Then we also we also in our day-to-day life rely on someone else, that somebody will solve our problem, and we can cling to our ideas, and we can throw some light on how we are able to solve our day-to-day life questions also. But Godot never comes. Actually, in the play, Godot never comes. So this Godot's never coming is also making a statement that we all are supposed to solve all our existential angst and curiosity, and we all have to satisfy that anxiety on our own. And then let's take a look within ourselves. As I mentioned earlier in the presentation, as this COVID-19 crisis and pandemic we are passing through, that by reading this Waiting for Godot play, it also gives a very insightful idea that how we are supposed to look towards existentialism and absurdity. That what does the play do to ourselves? After we read this entire play, this question comes to mind, that what does the play do? It itself making a statement by waiting for the readers. So if the Vladimir and Estragon can have purpose in their life, and they why cannot we have any purpose? So as an example, I have taken a dialogue from this play, that Estragon says that let's go. So and Vladimir says that we cannot. Estragon again says that why not? That Vladimir says that we are waiting for Godot. So in some manner we can say that Estragon is trying to escape from the reality, and he doesn't want to continue the process of waiting. But Vladimir is, as we know, that very thoughtful and mindful character. So he rationally thinks that we cannot escape from this reality, and we have to cling to this existential crisis. And then again, Vladimir says that we are waiting for Godot. We have some purpose in our life. We have to wait for Godot or somebody that will come and satisfy our questions. So this is the work that I have cited to make this presentation. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Hello? Hello?
Sir, put your mic on. Your mic is muted.
Okay.
Sorry,
Yes.
sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. So Rohit, my question is the point which you referred, the file does not exist. For that, how we can relate it with our life in searching this question? Can you throw some
Yes.
light on this?
Yes. Very, very, very important question that you have asked. That we all are relating ourselves with technology and relying much more on technology nowadays, as we all know that whenever technology gives us some sort of problems and prompts in our screen, that we become very much anxious, and we become very much curious to know that why this device is not properly working and how I'm able to solve this problem. So so beside this message, the file does not exist, we are given two choices, that we have to click on OK button and we have to move forward, and and then there is another choice, that was this information helpful, then how this message popped up in my screen. So we can rely, so as human being we have to make a very rational choice, that we either we can move forward by looking very deeper into the reasons that why I am getting anxious, why I'm getting curious, why I'm getting nervous in our day-to-day life, in daily interactions with people. So in a way, this screenshot I have taken, that file does not exist, is very relevant in our day-to-day life, and we can ponder a lot on ourselves also.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes, Tamsa?
Yes, Rupa also is there. Yeah.
Sir, same questions.
Huh.
How
But
how
still,
connect uh, how connect Microsoft lookout in the existentialism
Yes,
in the waiting for
Microsoft
this?
Outlook is just an example that I have taken in order to show this prompt that this file does not exist and you are not able to access this file because it is not at all existing in your device. So whenever we think and apply this thought on ourselves that something is missing from myself, uh, in inside myself I am lacking of some sort of abilities, then whether I am able to click on OK button or just I'm moving towards another life discourse, or I am thinking deeper into the exact problem, and if I am able to try or solve this problem on my own or not. So this way I have taken this example of technology.
okay. Yes. Yeah.
Sir, I have a question.
Ah,
Yes.
yes. Yeah.
Okay, Rohit, as you said that all the existential angst and problems and solution are within us. Okay, then how can you relate the very concept of sense of satisfaction with this concept of existentialism?
Yes, the sense of satisfaction is completely related to others. The idea of others that Jean-Paul Sartre has given, that others are hell. So whenever we, as per Jean-Paul Sartre was also an existential critic. So we can think that others, how much others we are dependent on others in our life, and in terms of satisfaction, how much we are able to look within. So it is very curious question that whenever I eat something, my favorite dish, so if I'm connecting myself with cultural connotation or my personal beliefs that I personally like this taste or this dish or not. So this very idea of others is very much relevant to this question.
Okay. Good. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Next one. Ruchi. Yes.
Yes, sir. Is my screen visible?
Ha, yes, it is visible.
Okay. हेलो फ्रेंड्स, खुदा की रहमत से, अल्लाह की बरकत से, ईशु के आशीष से, भगवान के आशीर्वाद से मैं यहाँ पर सही सलामत हूँ। भगवान का दिया हुआ सब कुछ है मेरे पास। कैन आई कंसिडर दिस एज द प्रूफ ऑफ एग्जिस्टेंस फॉर द गॉड? फ्रेंड्स, आई एम हियर विथ ऑल ऑफ यू विद द वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग टॉपिक, डज गॉड एग्जिस्ट और नॉट, with the reference to, or let's say in waiting for Godot. Now, the very first question is whether to believe or not to believe in. So there is a two parameters that we have to differentiate the God in two parameters. That if we believe, then why? If don't, then why not? So religion, so very first thing what we have to differentiate is, very clearly we know there is a religion and God. So God is not God cannot be considered with the religion. Another thing is, so then what the God is? So God is a sustaining power. Now the question is, can we consider God as a power control? If we consider it as a controlling power, then or a positive or a negative. But yet question still remains is, are we exactly questioning the right? Exactly means we are supposed to ask the question, what is God? Yet people are asking the question, who is God? So if religion is not connected with the God, then very interesting question which I want to discuss comes out is that, because as a religion defines to God as a generator, operator, or a destroyer, yet I must say I believe in God. But What God or which God or who God? That I must ask, why people do not believe in God? Because they are finding in temple or without finding within the self. So what is God? Now, when we are at the question of what is God instead of who is God, now very crucial point is God is concept or an energy? Energy, a force, a hope, or a, let's say, a faith. So we should be very clear that we should not get misunderstanding in understanding the God, because we all are mistreated for the concept of God, and unfortunately we learnt it from our childhood. Chalo bata je karo, from question begins from that. So God is formed or formless. Now what is wrong in, if God is, if we refer God as energy, then energy is omnipresent, omnipotent, and omniscient, just like the God. And in fact, there is nothing that the energy does not know. Or energy means that cars runs through energy, aeroplanes runs through energy. The presentation which we are facing right now, it also runs through just only because of the energy. The moment we energy loses, we becomes dead. So there is always a point of energy in each and every living thing, in each and everything which exists. Non-existent thing cannot be have energy. So is it really a divine energy which we can feel? Now, very logical argument to believe in God we used to get in our day-to-day, in our regular classes or during our regular classes, is that we haven't seen America. Does it really mean that it does not exist? But it will be just like I will close my eyes, I cannot see God, God cannot see me. No, it is not just like that. So the another very interesting point is, and to solid reason to believe in God, we can't see our soul, and then even we cannot deny for having it. The same way we can't see God, but we feel it at the different level in form of energy. So if we remove soul from the body, our body becomes dead. Our body becomes dead body. The very moment soul removes from the body, now we have to think, if we remove God, what will happen? Perhaps nothing. No, happens. Faith removes from the people. It will remove the faith. It will remove hope, and it will lead to the drastic distortion. So what God I am referring here is the perspective of God is different. What I refer to God as energy or a divine power, or something which we feel, something which because if we just try to look at from the waiting for Godot, then even also the it gives example symbols of hat and shoes. If we try to look at just shoes, it also has a power, it also has an energy to bring something. So Don Thorson refers as, in my opinion, it is good to talk about God's existence, and argument used to talk about God, but it is not our responsibility to prove God's existence. I think that is more of God's responsibility than it's our responsibility. However, it is our responsibility to pursue the greater understanding. And the another one also, these are the two articles from which I try to stretch something more. So Waiting for Godot, the absurd play. So in this play, they both the protagonists, Vladimir and Estragon, both were waiting for Godot. They want to escape, yet they cannot, because they were waiting for Godot. Actually, they were not waiting. They don't know why they were waiting. Also don't know that whether he will come or not. Whether the day will come, when he will come or not, is also the mysterious. Yet they were waiting. Another very interesting point is, in waiting, they are exactly doing something. While they are waiting, they are actually doing something. Yet they are waiting another something to happen. And this can be considered as energy or a force or a power, or let's say a faith, which comes within. So God exists, but not in the form of, but in the form of energy. Another point we can also consider is as a personal God. the personal God means not just like that. There is also a kind of there is also a point that in Africa everyone has their personal God, but it is not just like that. But in Lucky's monologue, that it is delivered towards at the end of the play, that it is what my point is, no one believes in him, yet there is a kind of significance, yet there is something of worth which no one can deny. So the very interesting, but to prove there is existence of God in existentialist play Waiting for Godot is very difficult, because Camus himself has said, if by Godot I had been God, I would have said God, not Godot. Now what point with this is that the Godot Beckett has proven his point with these lines, is that he believes in something, not in God which people will. He believes in something energy. He believes in something which is believe, which is power, hope, or let's say faith. And he finds the word for which he believes. Actually, we haven't find the word to which we can refer. He referred him as Godot. We don't know what to refer. So we can say that if there is a point, if one do not believe in God, Albert Camus has said that I do not believe in God and I am not an atheist. So he is not an atheist and yet he is not believing in God. Because if we say just one thing, it doesn't proving another thing. Because there can be something else also. So God exists, yet it exists actually or not, we don't know, because we cannot find its exist, because we can feel its energy. We can feel the energy which we can named it anything, to which in larger sense may be referred as God also, or let's say, or not even. So what do you think, my dear friends? Because finding the existence of God is endless quest to reach out. Thank you very much, friends.
Okay. Yes. Questions? Questions from two students.
Yes, sir. My question, Ruchi, what you think God is? I'm audible.
Yes.
What you think God is exist or not in the Waiting for God, in the play of Waiting for God?
Yes. I as I also referred also in my presentation, that to define, because the lines we have lines from Beckett himself, that if he meant by God only, he would have referred him as a God only, not Godot. So to define in a clear context that God does exist, it is very difficult. Yet there exists something which we cannot define in clear words. We can ponder upon this. Is it answering you, or?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one. Next. Please. Yeah, Samiya, your question.
Yes, Ruchi.
Yes.
As you said that boats are something which are for energy, like energetic like things. So in this original text, I have read somewhere that at last Estragon is doing away with this boat and saying that
Yes.
without boat, Christ was used to live his life. So how you will connect this thing? Means energy,
Mm,
if a boat is something which is denoting energy, then without boot,
and yes, the
because
energy may.
huh,
Yes, go
yeah,
first.
yeah, you can say, no problem. If you have
Uh,
understood, you can say, no problem.
yes. The energy, the at the very last of the play is referring as he goes with the boot and says quotes that creeds also, God also, rather instead of creeds I must
No,
refer it
no,
God also.
see what I am saying, without boot. He is
Without,
doing
yes, yes.
away with boot. He is saying, I'm not wearing boots. So, he is just very much fond of Christ. And he is claiming that I am, what happened, Ruchi? Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. Yeah,
Yes, yes.
continue.
Yeah. That he was saying that throughout my life, I am following Christ. And so I am doing with my boots. But if it is denoting energy, then how will you connect this? Ruchi? So maybe she
Maybe
has some
she is,
problem with
yeah,
her
yeah,
network.
she has perhaps a problem in that connection. But you can say that there is a deep irony in what Estragon is telling, that I followed Jesus Christ. It is ironical statement. It is not, you can't take it verbatim. It is to generate laughter. It is to generate laughter. That is it. And Christ can be seen as a human being. Christ was a human being. He was a
Yes.
human being. Divinity was forced upon him. So, like, he was so obviously he has lived as a human being also. So that way you follow Jesus Christ, and you never know that people may consider Estragon also as the next Jesus Christ in time to come. That is the fun, or that is the humorous reference that he is trying to make in that context.
And then it also arises the question that what Jesus Christ was living such dull life like Estragon in that way.
Yes, yeah,
Because
a
he is
kind of
very much
a life
dull.
of, yeah, life of vagrancy.
Yeah.
Life of vagrancy, without any work, roaming here and there. And you will find, yes, exactly it was. You will find if you read the things there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. So yes, and, next presenter is Rupa. Yes,
Yes, sir.
yes, yeah.
Yes. Good evening to all of you. Today I'm going to present theme of waiting for Godot.
I think Ruchi has joined. By the time Rupa is adjusting her slides, there were two couple of errors. One was like grammatical error. Is Godot a God? You can say the God, a God. Is Godot, is God,
Okay.
is creative. And then Lucky's
Okay, sir.
monologue is not coming at the end. Lucky is in the first act, right in
Oh,
the center,
sorry, sorry.
right in the middle. It's not coming at the end part. So because in the act two he is going dumb. So that you can rectify that.
Sorry, sorry. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Can I continue, sir?
Yes, yeah, continue.
I'm audible, sir?
Yes, you are audible. Yeah, continue.
Okay, Waiting for Godot by Samuel Beckett. Ever tired, ever fail, no matter, try again, fail better by Samuel Beckett. Samuel Beckett was Irish playwright and novelist. He was a dominant figure among the absurdity playwriters, and his masterpiece, Waiting for Godot, is all about existentialism. The play was written after World War II. At the age of depression, people are facing a lot of problems and mysteries regarding their lives. Waiting for Godot first published in 1952 and subtitled a tragic comedy in two acts, and setting in the play uh, country country roadside in a leafless tree under the leafless tree. Waiting for Godot belonging to the theater of absurd, and whole of the play talk about irrational and irrational I, irrationalism and natural life. In the Waiting for Godot, Beckett built his themes through two ways. First, the small stage setting. We also know that the whole of the play in the under the one tree. In another way, the characters absurd conversation and actions. In all the actions under the tree, characters represent humanity. In the waiting for Godot, uh, Vladimir and Istrago represent the humanity. The setting of the play represent human existence in the word and action of characters demonstrate larger truth about the human existence. In the play, we can see absurdity of existence. The most notable feature of the play is under the absurdity. The device to end their waiting by hanging themselves off simply by leaving from their bed. They keep standing there doing nothing. We know that the Vladimir and Istagog discussion about the Godot coming or not. Although they agree that there is nothing to be done, they word absurdity hard to fill the time while they wait. The unavoidable conclusion is that human existence is itself absurd, uncertainly of the time. The subject of the play is not Godot but waiting, which is an important aspect of human conditions. We know that the Vladimir or uh, Istago, so so it is only while waiting we can experience of passage of time. Time has a slippery quality in the play. The characters are tempted by the time, full of seeking meaning. In the repression of the futility and folly of such a research for meaning in the inherently meaningless existence, human beings are born without asking to be born, and they die without seeking to die. You know that all the character in the play we know that all the character in the play were not purpose in their life, and they are waiting for Godot. Purposelessness of human life and meaningless of life. None of the character has meaningful purpose in life. They are now simply moving from one place to another, and their traveling appear counterproductive. The message from Godot delivered by the boy are equally purposeless. We know that in the uh, Godot play, uh, Istragon and Vladimir both are meaningless and purposeless because he was know that the why he was waiting for God, and one boy is a coming message from uh, two character, and uh, he was a messenger for God. God will never come, and It is not at all clear if the messages are even meant for Vladimir and Estragon, because the boy called Vladimir Albert. All the characters seem to be tempered in their purposeless role in life. The idea that life has no purpose is a recurring theme is in theater of the absurd, and so Waiting for God is an example of the theater orphan of the absurd. Conclusion: Waiting for God is an existentialism play. Human beings are thrown into world as a diseased animals. The fact that they are conscious is their disease. Waiting for Godot is a Christian play. Godot signified an elusive God who promised salvation but never arrives. We can see situation in presented comically by Vladimir Charlie Chaplin walk funny dialogue monologue games. Citation. Thank you.
Okay, yes, Rupa, you need to improve. Do some rehearsal so you can speak with some enthusiasm. It goes very dull, very long. So speak with some enthusiasm, do some practice. Still, you need to do some rehearsal so you can speak it with enthusiasm. Okay.
Yes.
Yes, very quick questions if there are any. Short questions. Don't ask a paragraph of question. A few words should be there in a question if there is there. Okay, Sanjay is there? Sanjay Dharaiya? Sanjay Dharaiya, it seems is absent. Okay, let us take next presentation is Samiya.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Just a minute.
Okay, for if anybody has conveyed any message regarding Sanjay Dharaiya's absent or what is that, then let me know or convey him the message that whether he wants to appear in exam or not, university exam, wants to appear or not, because passing in internal becomes necessary. If he fails to submit the thing, then he won't be able to pass in the internal exam. So if possible, if anybody is aware about his whereabouts, then inform him, because we have seen that he has been absent also. Consistently, he had remained absent in our classes also this time. Yes, Sami, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. Please start.
My presentation topic. My presentation topic is a historic political sense. Is there any background noises coming, sir?
Because you have two devices, so you have to unmute one,
Yes,
mute
yes.
one and unmute another one.
I have
both the
already
devices.
muted,
So,
but still it is coming.
yes, yeah, we are seeing that also.
Is it coming now?
Yes, yeah.
It is okay.
No,
Seema,
we are still listening your sound. Yeah, that
it is
echo sound.
echoing.
Keep both the devices separate, little bit farther.
Okay. Then I have to manage. Now,
Yeah. Yes, the echo sound is still there because both the devices are near, I think. So,
yes, sir.
in mobile phone, you can't make your sound completely zero.
Yes, sir. That is the problem.
Yeah, you know that
Sir, we can do that in mobile phone
How?
also.
How?
Yes. So there will be a speaker option. There will be an icon of speaker. You can
It is
click on that.
already here.
No, no,
I'm
no,
doing.
no, no. Do not press any physical buttons. Let me tell you.
Okay.
Just click on your Google Meet screen one time. Tap that.
Okay.
Come to Google Meet.
Just a minute. Huh? Okay. Now say.
Yeah, there will be a speaker option on the top right corner. Top right corner.
Yeah.
No, not that.
Speaker.
Yes, speaker option on the top right
Acha,
corner.
this one.
Yes. So then you can press audio off, right? You can press this audio off.
Audio is already off.
No, no.
Yes, yes, it is. Audio is
Okay.
already off.
Yeah, okay. You keep it little bit farther then, and then you can do that.
Okay, sir. So can
Little.
anyone take this means sir, can I present in another turn if it is
Ha,
possible? If anyone can take my turn, then I don't have any problem.
yeah, okay. Who is the next one? Yeah,
So I can
Sanjay
set this
Dharaiya
properly.
present there. Okay, Sanjay Dharaiya is absent. No? Okay. Then Sanjay Jogadiya, is he present? Sanjay Jogadiya, I think he also is absent. Okay. Then Sejal, yes, Sejal.
Yes, sir.
Yes, yeah.
Wait a minute. 1 minute, sir.
Hello, Samya.
Huh?
By that time, you can do one thing. You are using another phone, your
Yes,
mobile phone.
Tamsa. It is
Okay,
tablet.
then plug your earphone in your other device, second device.
And
Okay,
then how
and
I
then
will.
are you
Huh.
listening?
Yes, yes.
Okay, then put your earphone microphone far away from your first device. This will help you. Try to do this.
Yes, Tamsa, I am understanding. Sa was telling the same. But what is the problem? I only have to manage this. So I have to see. Okay. Huh?
Yes, Sejal, you can.
Yes, sir. My screen is visible, sir.
Yes, it is visible.
Hello, good afternoon. I am Sejal Solanki and I am presenting about waiting for the Godot. This is my first slide, and in this first slide, I am presenting about the author of Waiting for Godot is Samuel Beckett. Samuel Beckett is born in 19. Beckett is born on Good Friday. In He was born in Dublin, and he was born on 13 April 1906, and died in 22 December 1989. He was an Irish novelist, playwright, short story writer, theatre director, poet, and also literary translator. He it in his family, he have a wife and his brother, and his family was a Protestant. In his family, he have a beautiful wife, brother. His wife is also a writer, and they both are write in English and French literature. It is a natural order. He first appeared on the literary scenes as a relatively conventional member of the highbrow experimental group that surrounded James Joyce in Paris. In 1928, Beckett found a welcome home in Paris where he met and became a devoted student of James Joyce. He wrote many books. His famous book was Waiting for Godot is published in 1932. His first novel, Dream of Pair of Middling Women. This book was not published because of rejection from publishers, and then it was eventually published in 1992. He was never been a prolific writer because his sum of books rejected by publishers. He took an active part in French resistance during World War II. Large number of his writing are in French. He took an active part in French resistance during Second World War. In 5 years, he wrote Waiting for Godot, uh, uh, Endgame, and the novel Molly, Melon Dice, and Unnameable. Two books of He wrote two books of short stories and one book of criticism in the time period of World War II. In 1969 he was awarded the Nobel Prize for literature. Uh, in the second slide, I am presenting about Waiting for Godot, and I am telling about short summary for Waiting for Godot. This book published in 1932. He was an inventor of this book. Samuel Beckett was inventor of this book. His characters are ordinary. His characters are used ordinary words and short sentence. They slum soliloquies and they never purchase. He keeps his characters busy. In the Waiting for Godot, two characters are main, Vladimir and Estragon. Both are waiting for Godot. Vladimir and the Estragon both are the main character in this book. Both are waiting for Godot. but they still are waiting. In when the books was open, the play was open. That at that time he also wait for Godot, and at the last they also still waiting for Godot. Uh, but both don't have clear idea about Godot. Godot will come in which day. They don't know, and they also don't know that Godot will come or not. But they still are waiting for Godot.
Don't put all this graphics. Huh? It is time consuming. We already have less time, and in that, lots of time is wasted in this.
Sure, sir. As Bucket's title indicates, the central act of the play is waiting. As Bucket mentioned, mentioned the title "Waiting for Godot." At the beginning and at the end, they are Estragon and Vladimir are waiting for the Godot. That's why Bucket was mentioned waiting for Godot. And one of the most silent aspects of the play is the nothing really seems to be happened. In this play, nothing happened in this play. Estragon and Vladimir both are waiting for Godot only. Vladimir and Estragon spend the entire play waiting for Godot, who never comes. This is like endless waiting. They are still waiting, but Godot will not come. And they are still waiting for Godot at the beginning to the end. When we stress on the text, in the text, Godot is the main character. As we know, Estragon and Vladimir are waiting for Godot. That's why we are telling that Godot is the main character of this play, because in the text, both are waiting for Godot. In whole text, Godot is highlighted because Estragon and Vladimir, at the beginning to end, they are waiting for Godot, but Godot is not come, and they still waiting for Godot. And unknowingly, Godot is present in the text. As we know, Godot is present. Godot is not coming in play. Now I am talking about the theme. Now I am talking about the theme, suffering and time. Bucket is using many themes in this play, but I am talking about the major themes of this play. Bucket's play writing for Godot is filled with a great deal of physical, mental, and emotional suffering. Vladimir and Estragon are starved for food in physical pain and bored to death. In this play, both the characters bored in the last because they are still waiting for Godot. Vladimir and Estragon have an anonymous fear. That's why they are constantly waiting for Godot. This play is closely related to the modernist and postmodernist aspects of Bucket's play is its conception of time, an issue of functions to modernist and postmodernist alike. Perhaps the most important thing about time in the play is that is uncertainty. It in this play, Godot give time out. In this play, Godot give time, but he was not coming on time, and Vladimir and Estragon are still waiting for Godot. All the characters are unsure of exactly when the play is taking a place, and when Godot come on the stage. In this play, the time period is unclear, as and as is the relative chronology of the play's event. Now, the second theme is human condition. One of the central theme of Waiting for Godot is human condition. As we know, they are waiting for Godot, but Godot will not come. As homeless tramps, Valdemir and Estragon represent those who have been left behind by society, the elderly, the poor, and the infirm who felt as though they have been abandoned by God and doomed to lives of misery and disconnect. The play suggests that this is man's natural state. The next and the last slide of the presentation, humor and the absurd. Waiting for Godot is a prime example of that of what has come to be known as the theater of absurd. As we know, that play is not having a proper beginning and also not proper ending. That's why in this play we call this absurd of theater. The play is filled with nonsensical lines, wordplay, meaningless dialogues, and characters who absurdity shapes emotions and forgot everything what happens yesterday and to also what happened yesterday. However, these humors often uncomfortably mixed together with tragic or serious context to make a dark kind of comedy. Thank you. This is my work citation.
Okay, the work citation still requires to be done properly. This is not the way that citation happens, as we have already taught everybody that you have to have last name, writer's name, last name, first name, and other details also, where it is published, when, lot many other things also required. Okay. Okay, and it was very long. So tomorrow, be careful that you do rehearsal with the time, and then within 7 minutes you have to complete it. Okay? Don't take a very long time. Okay?
Sure, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Next one is Sima.
Yes, sir, I'm ready. Just let me know if my screen is visible or not.
Yeah. The one who are going to ask questions, you put your question in chat, and Sejal will answer in chat. The question should be asked in the chat, and Sejal.
So I am also ready, if I can present
okay,
them.
yeah. Okay, now we'll take your turn after this. Yes, Sima.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, start sharing your screen and start. Be
Yes, sir.
careful about time, yes? Those who are
Yes,
remaining,
sir.
be careful
Yes, sir.
about
Sure,
your
sir.
time.
Sir, my screen is visible?
Yes, it is visible, yeah.
Yes, sir. So, hello everyone. Today I am going to talk about waiting for Godot and the fault in our stars. As you guys are from the morning listening about who is the author and what is the play, so I'm gonna tell you, Waiting for Godot is a play by Samuel Beckett in which two characters, Vladimir and Estragon, engages in a variety of discussions and encounters while awaiting Godot, who never arrives. Waiting for Godot is Beckett's installation of his own original French language play, an attendant Godot, and is subtitled in English only as a tragic comedy in 2 acts. Samuel Beckett was an Irish novelist, playwright, short story writer, theatre director, poet, and literary translator. A resident of Paris for most of his adult life, he wrote in both French and English. After that, I will jump on the major character of the play. So, major character of the play are Estragon, Vladimir, Lucky, Ozo, Godot, and Boy. So now waiting for God. Patience is not the ability to wait, but the ability to keep a good attitude while waiting. In the play, Vladimir and Estragon waits for the Godot, who never comes. And while they were waiting, they even tried to commit suicide because of the boredom and nothingness. They had a plenty of time to do something productive, such as they can start earning, get a lavish life, and fulfill their dreams. But all they did was just waiting and wasted their time in meaningless conversations and tricks. So, here the question is waiting is good or bad? So, here I have tried to put down some points. Waiting is a test of patience, practically and rational mind. One needs to cultivate a habit of great patience as well as calm mind. Waiting needs determination and positive attitudes toward life. Waiting is a kind of a risk where everything is uncertain, but still one days to wait. Waiting can also lead to anxiety, sadness, boredom, anger, sometimes to suicide also. Even in the play, Vladimir and Estragon also attempt suicide. So, here are the key concepts of my presentation. The first one is hope, friendship, dependency, choices, suffering, and absurdity. The theme of waiting in Waiting for Godot and in the novel The Fault in Our Stars. Fault in a Star is a 2012 novel written by John Green. It was a highly acclaimed novel, a very romantic novel, which was converted into a movie and won many prizes and is still popular among the youngsters. So, hope in Waiting for Godot and Fault in Our Stars. Reflected by the word hope, important but uncertain, reflects less action, hopeless destiny of human race. They wonder if they are waiting at the right place or not. The same way, in the novel, Hazel was waiting for her death. Everyday routine life, reading the same book again and again, she knew she was dying, but where? When? No clue. Full of uncertainty. Let me tell you, Hazel was suffering from lung cancer. Friendship and companionship. Vladimir and Estragon are happy to be part, but they choose to be together. Did argue about the waiting, but that keeps them as each other's companions. Vladimir is the storyteller, reminder for Estragon. So likewise, Hazel and Augustus are very different from each other, but choose to be together. They also do argue about death and living, but that keeps them going. Augustus acts as the life force for Hazel. Choices. Vladimir and Estragon could be happy following their own ways, but they need each other's company to pass the time. Take and give up waiting, but they didn't. They are hoping and waiting for Godot. Likewise, Hazel and Augustus could be happy without each other, but they choose to live together. They were very aware about that death, but still they choose a different path. They were both had a chance to leave each other, but they didn't. Suffering. Of course, waiting is a great deal of suffering. Vladimir and Estragon face many conflicts to fill the waiting time. Estragon wanted to quit, but Vladimir insisted for waiting. Likewise, Hazel and Augustus faced many conflicts to fulfill their dream to meet their favorite writer Peter Van Houten. Hazel wanted to quit, but Augustus insisted to go Amsterdam for the fulfillment of her wish. Now, absurdity. Vladimir and Estragon waited for God, but he never came. This shows the harsh reality of life, the absurd aspect of life, nothingness of life. When Hazel get a positive ray of hope for living, Augusta died and she became alone again. The cycle of meaninglessness, all their efforts become meaningless and absurd. So, here's my point. Is waiting good? Is waiting bad? Waiting leads to meaninglessness or anything we can say that. So, this was it. If you guys have any question, please do ask. Let me get back to.
Yes, Tamsa or Rohit, if you have any question, a quick question. Yeah.
Yes, sir. I have one question. Sima, is this a kind of a comparative study between this novel and the characters?
Sorry, I didn't get you. Can you please repeat your question?
Okay, yes. Is a kind of comparative study between the novel and the characters?
Yes, I do have tried to compare as well as try to find out similarity between the Fault in Our Stars as well as Waiting for Godot. As you guys can see that it is a 2014 2020 12 movie, and Waiting for Godot is a very old novel. But here I have tried to, like, I have seen that Fault in Our Star is considered as a popular fiction. But if we try to put, or if we try a deep penetration and try to understand, there is so many hidden meaning in that. Just like Waiting for Godot, the Fault in the Stars is also a open-ended novel. When Hazel was alone and Augustus dies, in the last sequence of the novel, we can see that Hazel was sitting alone and crying for uh, Augustus. So after that, we don't have any information like what happens to Hazel. Is she tries to live without Augustus or not? Just the same way, like in the play, Waiting for Godot. Godot never comes, but we don't know that what happens to Vladimir and Esther. I hope I have given your answer. Anyone have any other question?
Yes, Rohit.
Yes, Seema.
Yes.
If this character study, if we want to know something more about this film, Fault in Our Stars, so are there any similarities between characters such as Vladimir is mindful and Estragon is forgetful? So this type of conflict among the characters do we find in the film, Fault in Our Stars?
Not the same facts, but some extent, because Hazel is more of a rational or sadist kind of person, and while Augustus Waters, he is a happy-go-lucky man, and he is ready to embrace each and every situation. He even in there is a dialogue in the novel that he says that I am doing great, even though he was suffering from cancer. He was at the last stage of the cancer. He was like, life is a roller coaster ride, and I'm great. I'm enjoying it. Yeah, there must be a little difference between the character of Augustus and Vladimir Hazelgrace. I hope I have answered your question, Rohit.
Yes, thanks. Thank you.
Okay, any other questions, guys?
Yeah. Okay. Then next one. Who is next one? Okay. Is Samiya ready? Otherwise, Tamsa can take the turn.
Yes, sir, I'm ready.
Ready? Okay. Yeah. Remember the time. Okay. 7 minutes.
Here it is 3:45. Is my screen visible?
Yes, it is. It is visible.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Let's
yes,
continue.
yes. My presentation topic is a historic political sense. This I'm saying through the birthday party, and some elements I have taken from our traditional and individual talent from T.S. Eliot. Uh, mm, These are table of contents which we are going to see. The Politics, Tradition, and Individual Talent by T.S. Eliot, A View of Birthday Party, Art, Truth, and Politics, a historical connection with present, a connection of history to the present. Sorry, here is some mistake. This is a definition of playing politics. It seems to be negative term, but it is not, as it is eradicated later on by one of the activists. As it is saying, the slide is saying politics is a multifaceted word. Here we will see only some elements such it has a set of very specific meanings that are descriptive and non-judgmental, such as the art or science of government and political principles that we are aware of. We cannot directly accuse anyone, but it seems to be that they are in some manner playing politics to hypnotize public. But and a negative meaning is That is, they are also committing dishonest practices that we will see later on in context of um, America, how they are dominating, dominating Nicaragua people in art, truth and politics article. Okay, as I was saying that I have taken some ideas from T.S. Eliot's Traditional and Individual Talent essay. Here you will see he first redefines tradition by emphasizing the importance of history to writing and understanding history, understanding poetry, and he then argues that poetry should be essentially impersonal, that is separate and distinct from the tradition, is complex and unusual, involving something he describes as the historical sense, where he is saying that a writer should be impersonal to what he or she is writing, if it is related with his or her own past. As we have seen in Sir's one of the PPT, maybe and not maybe, but definitely I can say that in Wasteland portion regarding autobiographical elements, where Eliot has his own personal history, and we see in Wasteland that it is reflecting. In that way, we can see here. Which can be appropriated with this argument: the past should be altered by the present as much as the present is directed by the past. Requires that the poet be familiar with almost all literary history, not just the immediate past, but the distant past, and not just the literature of his or her own country, but the whole mind of Europe. As we are saying in the Wasteland, that he has portrayed many mythical characters like Oedipus, then Kingfisher, Tiresias, and many more. So how they are at present, and then how they are gradually healing. Specifically, if we can see in Kingfisher's character, then he is not with proper virility, and then gradually he is healing and uh, curing through his virility. Eliot's second point is one of his most famous and contentious. This I am not going to discuss. Now we will see this, a view of the party, that is a poem on the play by Harold Pinter. Here, sir, is my sound echoing?
Yes, yes, no, not at all. Please, because you already have 7 minutes now over. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so here you can see how the birthday party is initiating, how Goldberg is accompanying McCann, and how they are enjoying the party, and Lulu is involved in some incestuous things. There we can see, and how then they are playing blind bluffs, man game, and they are folding one another. Then McCann is tracking down Stanley. In that manner, we can see then how we have that cage-like structure. From the top, we can see down. So here we can connect this in this manner. And this is the last scene. As we are running out of time, I will only discuss now some important parts. Meg or Mamerigo, Lulu's love night spent, that we can see. Petty important, a man that never knew in the center of the room, and Stanley, final eyes broken by McCann. That we are seeing that the final scene of birthday party is ending with that scene, that Stanley's eyes are broken by McCann. Now this is the essay on art, roots and politics by Harold Pinter, given speech in given speech, Nobel speech in 2005. Here,
Okay, so you can conclude now. Yeah, you can conclude.
okay, sir. But sir, some part is remaining.
So conclude it. Conclude. That's what I'm telling. Make your conclusion.
Okay, okay, no problem. Just in our truth and politics, we are saying that truth has many faces and that we can only see through artistic works. Like there, one thing is mentioned that when one is standing in front of mirror and when one is moving a millimeter away from the mirror, then he can see many pieces. And if similarly it is broken down, it will have many pieces, and those pieces have their own truth. In that way we can see truth, but in context of politics, poly means political language is something which is camouflaging what is truth and showing what they want to show the public. In that way, it is also mentioned that in foreign countries it is happening that all crimes are not counted, but some crimes. In that way, they are manipulating public. And there also we see some Nicaragua like matter, how public are exploited by the government, as it was under dictatorship of Somoza, and it was under power of USA. So in that way, how politics is playing in public's life who are innocent, and when that innocent public is asking politician a question that why it is happening, so Reagan like personality is saying that in war innocent people are killed. So one can understand that how it would be felt on the public side when they are when they are answered to their tormentations in this way. So in that way we can see this. And if we see this in present scenario, and that issue of Mohsin Fakhruddin, who was involved in let's see, in one such program where he is killed, but the doubt is not, but who has killed him, or who should be doubted, it is not clear. But a point is that maybe Israel is involved in this matter. In that way we have to see, but Iraq seems to be in not interested in such matters, but one wants to enhance its own power rather than seeing all these matters. And if we see in present context, then Eliot is also saying that in past also it happens, as I have already explained about Kingfisher, that how he was suffering from lack of virility and how then it is restored with him. In that same manner, it keep on happening, and what is spoiled can be rehealed. In that way we can see this. Okay, thank you. If anyone has any question or not understanding any concept, they can ask.
Yeah. Okay. The questions I request to put in the chat for any
Okay, sir, no problem.
presenter. Please put the question in the chat, so they will answer in the chat. Earlier, even to Sejal, the questions are to be put in the chat. Okay. Yes, the next presenter now is Tamsa.
Okay, sir, I'm audible.
Yes, you are audible. Yeah.
Okay, let me share my screen. Where I'm sharing my screen. Just a minute, I'm facing one issue. Okay. It is visible? Hello?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, Tamsa, yes.
Okay. So very good afternoon, respected sir and viewers. My today's topic is about the phantasmorgia, the concept of which I would like to apply on the Samuel Beckett's play Waiting for Godot. Okay. So first of all, let's see what is the meaning and what is the particular history of this phantasmagoria word. It is kindly used in the centuries for projecting something. It can be the supernatural thing, it can be the anything which is floating on the sky. Okay, it is something like that, as we can say that. And when we study the myth, okay, sometimes the projecting thing is always good. It is a kind of technology, but in a histories it always related with religion and supernatural things. Okay, but here in our modernist perspective, I try to connect with it through with a little example which I like to give is that it is a Draupadi scene. Okay, Draupadi Chirharan scene and the projection of the Lord Krishna. Okay, it is a kind of theme where Draupadi is waiting for Krishna, and the projecting thing are Krishna come and he helps her. With the modernist perspective, I like to read this myth with what is the what is the particular anxiety and fear, the fear factors with the existence of Draupadi's character. Okay, so with this, I would like to connect with this example with our protagonist character Estragon and Valamadi. So thus the concept of this phantasmagoria from the initially connection with something external, objective, and above the public, and artificial produce spectral illusions. It is more about the illusionary things. Okay, it is projecting more about illusionary things in a history. Okay, so I'm not going with more deep in each slide. Okay, so in the process of internalizing of the concept of this phantasmagoria is we see the mind turns into the phantasmagoric zone, give the place in the list personalities, spectral princes, the constant obsession. Similar with once we deal with the figures of represented in the waiting for Godot and the obsession with the God. They are waiting for obsessively. They are waiting for God. Okay, this is a kind of interiorization. It is a kind of making of knowledge about this illusion and imaginary thing. The very dictionary meaning of this term is about that sequence imaginary and sequence illusion come in a sequence of mind. Okay, these are the typical circumstances also be found in the waiting for Godot, and we see the characters were. It is a kind of what a claustrophobic surroundings we. Apart from this, what is a Godot? He will come or not, and everything. It is here we see the very psychological perspective with our character's mind, his anxieties, his fears, and all this psychological sensory which they had felt. Okay, it is a kind of claustrophobic surroundings around them. Okay, as we see in our first scene of the waiting for Godot. Okay, it is a kind of what we call that meaningful aspect from the symbolic metaphysical point of view, belonging from outer reality, the present and evident way of the protagonist come out. It is with that scene, we can connect ourselves with the very meaningless of life. We are feeling very powerless for them. We are feeling empathized. We are totally sympathized with the character, what they are living. Either we are waiting for God, it's all okay. But what is about their particular situation of the mind and psychology? Like the psychological aspect is that within the framework of play as a white phantasmagorium, the Godot himself could be interpreted as the phantasmagorium episodic couple Valamudin and Estragon. Therefore, ourselves, but who is Godot? And is he real? Does he exist? This is a pertinent question we are constantly facing. Okay, but my topic is related about a very particular characters, particular psychological aspect. That see the Estragons. Let's go, Valamadi. We can't. Why not? We are waiting for Godot. Okay, this is the kind of circumstances. Again, we see obsessed with the feeling of desire and waiting for God. Okay, when we see that the all fear factors are always creating a fearing. Okay, always carrying a fear of despairing the hope, and it is a deep tagging of psychological aspects with the false belief that God will come and God will save us. Okay, it is a kind of absence of God and a presence of hope in our presentation or our character's mind. Okay, see, what do we do now? Esteban, wait, yes, the 100 and more times we got this same dialogues in the play. Okay, it is a kind of a mixture of hope and fear. See, it is a kind of Christian play. Okay, this is definitely a Christian play, and the Christian play's particular reality is that with this play, perhaps Samuel will try to present the mixture of fear and hope. That our waiting is useful or not, it is meaningful or meaningless. Okay, the same way, mixture of fear and hope about the obscurity of God's arrival. And one more, voice messages are also symbolized as a state of tension and depression. Of course, any messenger or anything who came and gave the any message about the unknown person or unknown thing, it always creates a depression, curiosity, and a kind of a tension between us. Okay, the series here, I'm going to the very pertinent aspect of psychological studies of this character. Here we see the psychological factors that provoke various in the such symptoms of ways. It is a kind of behavior change and disorder and personality. When we see that continuously they are doing to distract their mind, they are doing yoga, they are doing something else, they are trying to suicide. So continuously the fear factors are chasing them, continuously the tensions are chasing them, that what we can do while we are waiting for someone. This is what we are waiting for, salvation. Okay, the salvation will come or not, we don't know, but what we should do, what could be our mind, what will the condition of one's mind, okay, psychologically. Okay, then else, as we know that we are living in a society where the false beliefs are very much dominated to us. As I earlier connected with the myth of Draupadi, Chirhara, and Krishna, that what would be the Draupadi's state of mind and state of heart if the God will not come. Okay, in this particular way, we can say that the individual's mind, individual psychological factors are making a constant fear. With the modern perspective, we can see that we have to study with the particular's mind, with the psychological effect, and we have to study rather than studying the waiting for Godot and all, we have to study this mind and all. Okay, the next one. Okay, as I mentioned, the fear factors are large enough. Okay, as we are dependent and obstacle and assuming the thing, it is the only way, the hard truth of humanity and human condition, and what we are habituated with the waiting and all. We are very habituated to the salvation, but never. But is there any kind of our study? We make clear that what is my particular state of mind while I am facing the anxiety, depression, and what is that God is responsible for that, and my waiting and my dependency on it, her or his, is responsible for it. Okay, when we are studying with the level of abstraction, the characters are, it is a supernatural with the but it is a question. Okay, it does not matter whether we are able to interpret this phantasmagoric concept in all or not. Okay, just but as a part of Edgar Allan himself state that his supernatural tales, the use of phantasmagorism is destabilizing the ordinary boundaries between the inside and outside, mind and world, illusory and reality, as we all depend, and the mental disposition of assume that what is our state of mind to understanding the both characters' psychological situation. Okay, this is the concept of the way top to bottom, just like illusion to reality. This is the way to find that the very concept of the individual state of mind to our illusory facts of society and individual. Thank you very much. Okay, this is the citations. Sorry. Okay, this is my work citation. And any question? This is the term you are. Just a minute. Okay, that's the term you are introduced. Little bit, because hello.
Yes, continue.
Okay, sir. Yes, it is a kind of not a particular requirement of existentialism, but a little bit because we are studying with the psychological factors, and when we are studying with any particular psychological factors, and when we study the characters, at their existentialism is plays a vital role in that, and it is of course it is the inquiry of existentialism. It is raises a more and more question about individual minds and individuals' anxiety and all. So of course it is a inquiry of existentialism.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Yeah. Who is remaining now in this? Hareshwari? Yes. Hareshwari present there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yes. Please start your presentation.
Yes.
So by the time she is sharing, I have a question.
Yes.
Actually, sir, what we have to do of Sanjay Dharaiya and
No, keep it empty. Absent, you have to keep it empty.
do we have to read them, but how, on what
No,
basis?
no need to rate them.
We have to leave that
Leave,
question.
leave it. Yeah, leave absent.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to leave it. Yeah.
No, no problem. Okay.
Hareshwari, you have not submitted your PPT in Google Classroom. Yes, Hareshwari. Acha, okay.
It is visible.
Yes, visible. Yeah, please continue.
Okay. About the Samuel Beckett. He was born in Dublin in 1906. He was a poet, playwright, and story. Beckett awarded the Nobel Prize in 1969, Waiting for Godot, Endgame, Melody, The Unable, character, Estragon, Vladimir, Lucky, Pojo, a boy. This is character. Godot. When we are on the text in the text, Godot is the main theme because in the text both are waiting for Godot. In Vola text highlighted in the text and unknown link, Godot is present in the text. Theme, main theme and sub-theme. Waiting. In the Waiting for Godot, two characters are main Vladimir and Estragon. Both are waiting for Godot. Both are waiting, but both have not a clear idea about Godot. Godot will come in which day. And they also don't know that Godot will come or not. But still, they are waiting. Nothingness in the play, reflectless and action, important but uncertain, hopeless destiny of human race. The setting of the play is influenced by a mode of nothingness, whereas in the tradition play we see a constant single action motivate. The whole play here is the case of waiting for Godot. Everything is fueled by the sense of nothingness. In fact, here nothing create everything. Humor and the absurd. Waiting for Godot is a prime example of what has come to be known as the theater of the absurd. The play is filled with nonsensical line wordplay, meaningless dialogue, and characters who are abrupt, shift emotions, and forget everything to what happens yesterday. Suffering. Bucket play is filled with a great deal of physical, mental, and emotional suffering. Vladimir and Estrogon are a strove for a food, physical pain, and a bird to a death. Both have anonyms fear that's why they are constantly waiting for Godot. Comparison between the one scenes of a Lutera movie and the play Waiting for Godot. When we compare Waiting for Godot with a Lutera movie, in the movie Paki is waiting for death. She constantly looks at the tree because she thought that when all leaves are goes away at that time she died. So she compares her death with the leaves for the tree. Thank you.
Okay, fine. Anybody is, I hope nobody is remaining now, no? In today's slot, in this slot. Okay, fine. Let me give you a reminder to mark your peer and self-evaluation, complete your peer and self-evaluation. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, stop presenting, Hareshwari. Yeah. Okay, fine. So today's session, we end with this last presentation here.